Get canceled. We're live.
You're live.
Are we doing the same conversation again?
It's
Hey,
like
it was
Groundhog Day. It's like Groundhog Day. Are we live now?
We are live.
Okay, my
I'm gonna
gosh.
keep on drinking if I'm not. I am exhausted.
Oh, so welcome everybody. It is still Thursday, 5:32, I guess. We are live in the Well Seasoned Kitchen, and we're happy to have you here with us tonight. I'm Angie. This is Chef Deniz. Cheers to
Cheers.
Thursday. Another one. This,
How are you?
I'm good. It's been kind of a crazy few days around here, but there's prawns in my future.
For me, it is. Everybody else is moving in the same pace,
Yeah.
other than you.
Yeah, it's basically a cakewalk around here.
Yeah. Just you know.
A cakewalk. Have you ever done a cakewalk?
I don't know what cakewalk is.
Oh my
actually.
God, they're so much fun. There's cake.
What is a cakewalk?
So it's this old-fashioned fair game they play at like county fairs, and I didn't know it was a thing until recently, till the last few years. And when you're in the South, so we were there with David's family, and it's like musical chairs, except you have cake.
You sit on a cake?
So when you sit on your chair, you win the cake, but there's somebody who doesn't win. So there's like cake losers and cake winners. It's really, it's tragic if you're the cake loser, but it's amazing if you're the cake winner. Anyhow,
That depends on the cake.
it's an actual
Depends on
thing, but anyhow, it's basically like working here, just eating cake all day and drinking wine and doing not much.
While Dennis does all the work, obviously. Right? Hey,
Oh my God.
This is your brief. Just get on the field now.
Oh, my tiny violin's in the car. I'll go get it. Just
You
wait a
should go.
minute.
Just
wait a
leave the
minute.
microphone here, leave the bottle of wine.
So we are back here this week celebrating another amazing local ingredient. Last week we did.
It was this or a Georgian pide, so it was a split decision. Unless you said
no,
it, I think I'm like the
not for
Georgian
today.
cheese pie.
Not for today. Like eventually, I think that'd be a really.
I'm like,
fun
have you been
thing.
on social media? Everybody's just been like, just like, hey, it's spot prawn season and I got vaccinated, right?
Oh my God.
I can't get, because we just got rid of the cherry blossom Instagram picture, so I sit there and criticize Instagram all day.
He pretends he hates it, but he really loves it.
Yeah, of course. I wouldn't spend 3 hours on it a day if I didn't like it.
So last week
Sorry.
we did Dungeness crab.
Yeah.
I think the week before, or maybe the week prior to that even, was rhubarb. So we've kind of been on this little local kick.
Seasonal binge.
I mean, it isn't really a kick or a binge around here. This is really how we eat and how we do things here. So
Except on Saturday late night. And there's a drive-through on the open. And
Oh my God.
I'm kidding. I never eat McDonald's. What, are you crazy?
His dog loves McDonald's. Apparently, Louis likes a nugget, a chicken nugget,
Yeah, I go for the quarter pounder.
and Louis
I
gets
get
a
the chicken
nugget.
nugget, no sauce. Otherwise, he
Oh,
gets
he's not a
queasy.
honey mustard guy?
He's not a dippy guy. He's Turkish. He likes dry and chewy.
Oh, gosh.
Anyway, but yeah, this. I am really excited for the upcoming season because the bounty is picking up. Like, just these things started, fava beans, which is a hit and miss. I'm not gonna lie to you. Peas, asparagus, rhubarb. Right now we got cauliflower coming out. I'm pretty sure it's around. Spinach, arugula, all the wild salad greens started to show up.
Berries are coming. Berries are getting
Hakwari
close.
turnips. Berries are, it's gonna, we're
I have
gonna
2
get there.
berries on my planter at home. It's quite exciting.
for you.
I'm almost ready to harvest. I
You
know.
should ask for a raise.
I am a farmer. I have 2 berries. And my tomato plant, we're going to have like a tomato, salad one lunch hour, maybe.
Yeah, I love those restaurants that have those like singular basil plant. I'm like, you're not making any money, are you? I'm like, how many covers do you do with that?
Oh, gosh.
Safeway started to sell those things.
The basil plants, yeah.
Like they have a live thing that you can buy like 5 chives that when you pay like $18 or whatever it is. You just go home and
cut up your little chive.
So I'm like, I'm feeding off the land, right?
Oh my gosh. I think Dee's a little punch drunk today. He's had a rough couple of days.
Weeks.
Chef's been battling gout, and so he's been.
They're not here for that. They don't need to know that.
So
They're
he's
here for
been
entertainment.
cranky Dee for a couple of days, but
I'm not.
he's
never.
been persevering through it. So
Never cranky. What are you, crazy?
Oh.
I'm like a stone. I don't get emotional fluctuations. I'm like.
right. Okay,
Anyway.
yeah. So
Let's
we're
go back to
having
the seasonal
spot
produce.
prawns tonight. We're not talking about your medical conditions. We're having spot prawns tonight, which is very exciting for me. So
It is very exciting, and this year, surprisingly, they're not that expensive either.
well, it's the first of the season, so I think last year they weren't as bountiful as normal. There wasn't
It was
quite.
insane last year. Like I had it one dinner, and then I said, I'm like, yeah, I can't pay this.
Yeah,
because I
they're
eat 2
expensive.
pounds of it. That's like what, $60?
Yeah.
And that's just me. If I want to have break the COVID rules and have a bunch of friends over, and that you're looking about like $300, 5 of us. That's without the wine or anything, just the prawns.
I think our friends over at One Fish, Two Fish were selling them live for about $26 a pound.
That's a good
yeah.
price. That's an excellent price, actually.
And so we got them in today fresh live, and Chef cooked them from live, and he's going to talk to you about how to do that. So you can buy the prawns right now fresh and live, and there's several places you can buy them, like at your local fishmonger. I don't know, is the dock open down at Granville Island? Because sometimes you can buy them at the dock
I've
there.
seen it on Instagram that the people are picking up and taking selfies with them and this and that.
like,
They do actually. There's me and my prawn
you
friend.
have to have the deuces up for sure. So now is the best time to get them. The season opened last week or earlier this week, and so they're pretty available now.
I pre-blanched these due to the reason because of the dishes that I would do. Again, if it was in real life, I wouldn't cook these dishes. But we talked about it last week. If you have the abundance and the bounty, and if you can afford a little bit more, there's a little couple different. These are actually very classical. One of them is from how we used to eat prawns in Turkey, which is a bit of an odd thing, the application. And then the other one is just a good old Sambuca or Pernod, like an anisey flavored liquor, garlic and butter and parsley and dippy bread and all that jazz.
But I think a lot of people are intimidated by the whole prawn when it comes out. And when you get it home and it's still moving, it freaks people out.
It does.
So
yeah, it's like killing an animal is never easy, regardless the size, unless mosquitoes and that. Even vegans hate those. So, but
even vegans hate mosquitoes.
yeah, I'm like they kill mice. I'm like, but the reason why I just pre-blanched these is, well, these are going to be sautéed in butter. Now, if I was to take an animal like this and dunk it in hot water, it immediately shocks the nerve system, and they will still feel pain, for sure. I mean, it's hot in there. But at least the body goes into a shock and the brain just like completely taps out. Now, if I was to sauté this live, which some of the cooks that I used to work with, which I rip them apart because it's a torture to the animal. They take a hot surface, put it in there. The poor animal is just absorbing and being scorched on one side, and the tail is flapping, and like it's not the most ideal way. So I always
Blanching is the most humane way for sure.
humane way, yeah.
Yeah.
Or just ripping their heads off, twisting it off. No, that kills them instantly.
But that
also.
freaks people out. A lot
It does.
of people
It's usually
can't
the
do
last
that.
kick of life that just comes out of him.
Yeah.
And also, and if you're not comfortable with it, the best way to do it is put him in a bowl, turn your head away, and then just put it in water. Don't try to just hand do them or grab them, because if you're nervous, that thing is going to lose its life, and it sucks for them in the beginning. And if you're nervous, now you're going to be twitchy. He will know that, or she will, or whatever their gender is, know that you're twitchy. So if you're killing an animal or any animal, you have to just do it very, very
So once
straight.
you've
Yeah.
blanched them, then they're really easy to peel. But these little buggers are sharp as hell. They are so sharp. And these little
They're smart, very smart.
these little barbs will eat your fingers up in a big hurry. So you can't even really wear gloves when you're cleaning the prawns because the shell is so sharp. It just punctures the glove instantly. So it does require a little bit of fortitude to get all the shells off, and you'll be cursing occasionally, or I do at least.
Well, what you gain is it's not that bad, but
you got stabbed today too.
Yeah, yeah.
They're sharp. They're really sharp, but they're worth it. So Chef's going to talk a little bit about, like he just talked to you about blanching them first, but he's going to talk to you about what to do with the head, how to deal with the whole prawn, and the best way if you're feeling, a little spendy, or if you're out somewhere and you come across a great deal on them, how to store them so you can cook them and freeze them for later.
Yeah.
I know One Fish, Two Fish, and some of the boats in Steveston will sell them in a 1-liter tub packed in salt water. So
Seawater. Yeah.
In seawater, yeah. So when you get them home, you defrost them in the salt water, and then you have this really still super fresh prawn that's come out of the salt water. So there's several ways you can buy them to have them at home.
Right now you should buy it fresh and eat it fresh. And again, just if you're at home, just dunk them in a pot of boiling water, 1 minute, minute and a half if they're really large. Pull it out and let it come down to room temperature. That will just going to equalize the temperature throughout the prawn or the shellfish or this one. And then just simply serve it with lemon, olive oil on the side, and I wouldn't even eat bread with it. I would just go to town, eat 2 pounds, 3 pounds, whatever it is, heads included, and then have yourself a feast. And then once the commercial season dies, then you can just actually focus on the frozen part.
Yeah.
But if you have a boat, you're going out there, you can just buy them and quickly blanch them and freeze them. They freeze exceptionally well. And they freeze exceptionally well with seawater, as Angie said. That's 3-4% salinity, I think. That you can keep them in the freezer and enjoy them for the rest of the season. Just don't freeze the heads because they deteriorate. Whatever that word is, deteriorate. Deteriorate.
So all of the recipes that Chef's sharing tonight will work with regular prawns as well,
Yeah.
not just spot prawns. Obviously, the technique of killing these and cooking them is slightly different when you're dealing with a live prawn, but all of the recipes, both the recipes that he's showing tonight, you can use with your regular shrimp that you buy at One Fish, Two Fish, or wherever you get your fresh seafood. Everything is pretty accessible. I think, when it comes to these spot prawns that literally came off the boat probably yesterday and were delivered here today, simple is best, honestly. You just want to let the prawns sort of speak for themselves. They're so exceptionally good right now, so I wouldn't necessarily do a whole lot to them if you're at home, but both of these applications are going to really sort of elevate the flavor of the prawn and be a really good addition to what we're doing.
Let's get to it.
So prawns are really good friends, obviously, with some delicious white wine. Tonight, this is my favorite BC sparkling wine. This is called Effervescence. It's by my friends at Evolve Cellars. We talk about them a lot here. Their wine is outstanding. He likes it too. I
just need a drink, man.
I got him hooked on the Evolve Cellars wine. Their wines are excellent. They make a beautiful Pinot Gris. This is their Effervescence, and this is going to be delicious with our spot prawns tonight. I'm not a big red wine and prawn person. Do you drink red with prawns?
I don't care.
He just drinks whatever's poured for him.
I prefer red wine because I feel better on it, but I would go with lighter, younger reds. That wouldn't really mess with shellfish. But as far as the wine people goes, they always say that just drink whatever you like.
Yep.
With whatever you like, as long as you're enjoying that glass of wine. Because obviously wine pairings is a little bit of a. But we'll talk that. I'm running out of time.
It's only good if it's good for you, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
So pour yourself a glass of wine. Jenna's doing the video tonight. She's posted the recipes already. If you have questions or comments or just really want to give the chef a bad time, that's cool too. Just enter the comments into the comment bar, and I'll forward them on to him. And we'll get some prawns going.
Awesome. Let's do this. Now, I have two dishes. One of them is I'm pretty sure all North America is very accustomed to it. If you've been to a Tex-Mex, no, not Tex-Mex, Italian-American joint, they usually have that garlic prawns and they just usually deglaze with Sambuca. I'm going to use Pernod today. But I have a little saucy and a gratin action going on the second course. I have to start my sauce. So I blanch these in a hot, salted water, as salty as the sea. Obviously, it would make sense. That's where they're from. About 1.5 minutes until they're dead, practically. I don't want to cook it. I just want to kill it so that I'm not sauteing the thing live. Now, the second application is going to be served in sauce. So you always, always, always almost have to think about your guests, right? I mean, if you're just going to do in tomato sauce, I'm going to be rustic, give them the whole thing. They will have a hard time eating it. Maybe they're wearing an expensive shirt. They're on a first date, whatever. So I peel these. As you can see, it's super succulent, super, still has all the moisture. And the heads I'm going to use for a sauce. Are you okay with eating the sauce? Okay. I thought you just said that you didn't like the whole.
No, not eating. Some people suck the head.
Yeah, I'm okay with that too. Yeah. These heads are incredible for sauce making, so don't waste these. Please don't, and all the juice that is in there. It's free flavor. And this is a great, great use. It's a very, very hot pan. Now that is got started. To this, I'm going to add half of my butter that's in your recipes.
Is there oil in the pan, Chef? Or just?
There is a little bit of olive oil. I'll just put it in the pan. And I'm adding a little bit of butter in it. Now, these are the heads. The peelings of the shrimp, you can put them in a 200 oven, completely dehydrated, and put it in a Vitamix blender, a powerful blender. And then you can have a little seasoning for fish, or like talk about a proper fish rub. And then you can sprinkle it on your salmon. You can finish it with risotto. You can make shrimp oil just to finish your shrimp dishes or prawn dishes. Okay, a couple of cloves of garlic.
Chef Barb says she uses her gardening gloves when she peels them.
He never wanted to be part of the pack.
Did you have a jumper?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh.
Now, I really. Oh no! Look at this. I'm not gonna put it in the
Chef.
sauce. It wasn't me. It was him.
Was that the same one?
Yeah. He
Wow.
just made his last point. He's still gonna be eaten for sure. Now to this, I am going to add my white wine to lift up all that little bits of caramel, and I'm gonna add a little bit of water. Little bit being about like 200 mils. Just to extract the flavor out of it. Now this is a quick sauce, so it doesn't have to cook for hours. And then I'm just going to get and I'm going to crush all the heads so all the brains can come out. Beautiful.
Jenna's dying, Chef.
I'll keep your car.
Our little Jenna is new at well seasoned, and she doesn't eat seafood. And today it freaked her out a little bit when the prawns came in. Yeah, don't worry, we'll whip her into shape.
You just gotta get rid of your feelings. It's just like, I don't know, whatever. Now, this is going, still spitting at me. To this, I am going to add my tomato and my cream. But before that, now at home, I'm a bit on a time schedule right now. At home, I would put a liter of water in this, and then I would just like simply bring this down until it's nice and thick. But I don't have the luxury of time, so we're just going to make a quick sauce today.
What kind? Is that just a tomato passata or a?
That is just good old canned tomatoes. These are Californian. These are not San Marzano. Okay. This also already smells incredible. This is just good old passata. If you can afford San Marzanos, please use San Marzanos. Today I am not. Now, while this is all bubbling away,
Are you on a budget now, Chef? What's up with that?
I just didn't feel like opening up cans from the front of the store. Okay, so on the second pan, right here, I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil. Okay. A little bit. Then I'm going to add more butter to this. That's going to start going. And what I have here is a mild sausage that's been smoked. I love the shellfish and the sausage and the tomato. It will work. This dish is, I actually ate this dish all my childhood. This is one way of cooking prawns in Turkey, and they used to serve. And whenever we went to a fish restaurant, this was what I always ordered. And I used to be very judgmental of them too. So
Come on, you.
I said back prawn gratins, for sure, I did. Oh yeah.
Shut up. You? Judgmental? Say it isn't so, Chef.
Yeah. And anyway, at the age of 6, it was quite ambitious. I'm serious. I'm like, I didn't mess around. I'm like, this needs more tomato paste. Take it back. Now, my sausage released its aroma. And I'm going to knead the liquid from my prawns.
So that's the pot with the heads and the shells.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now I would cook this at least half an hour to 45 minutes. But, you know, I don't know what to tell you for 45 minutes while I do that. So I'm going to skip that part. Who also ever put the garbage bag in did a really horrible job.
Oh, sorry, Chef. That was my fault.
Ignorance is a bliss.
You're welcome.
Yeah, do the job so other people can come and correct it and lose all the efficiency. You're paying for that.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you.
Your face.
Your face.
Shelley would enjoy this. Now, this, you people educate me on this stuff.
Oh.
Apparently, you win an argument by saying that. What are we winning here?
Oh,
Now, my sausage
God.
and my brains. It's very good.
Wow, this is quite a show tonight, Chef.
Yeah, the bittersweet.
Oh, gosh.
Anyway, so this is lovely boiling. To this, I am going to add my canned tomatoes that's been pureed. You can crush them by hand or whatever. Or step on it, sit on it, whatever it is you would like to do. And then I am going to add heavy cream to this. You got the proportions. Now I'm going to put this back.
And you have to use cream in this recipe. You can't use lower fat dairy.
It is, you are correct, because if you do, the acidity of the tomato would split. If you were to go with yogurt, buttermilk, milk in general, unless you stabilize them with a starch. Now this sauce is going to cook about 10 minutes while we do other fun stuff, which I'm going to put it up here, and I'm going to bring it up to a boil.
Doug's here. Do you need him to keep an eye on that? Or
Sorry, Doug, no oven time. Actually, yes. We're going to do gratins, so I don't burn it. Nice to see him. Now, where was he last week?
I know, Doug. Chef was missing you last week.
We burned everything.
Didn't check in on attendance. You might not get credits this season. Now, I have 2 pans. Any questions?
No, all your regular fan club is here tonight, Chef. Even Gladys joined us. She's back in action.
Amazing.
Yeah, Elvis is here. Elvis is in the house.
Elvis?
Elvis is here.
Honestly, can I tell you this? I've never met a person named Elvis.
Oh.
I thought I thought Elvis was the only Elvis.
Well, Elvis, you better come in and say hello to Chef.
No, like, have you ever met anyone Elvis? I'm weirded out. Wait, give me
Several
that's a good
cats
one.
named Elvis. Several dogs named Elvis. Maybe a
person?
gerbil. No.
Gerbil?
No people
They're
named
not
Elvis.
pets. Don't keep them, please.
Oh, Doug was drinking martinis on the deck last week. He didn't need our action last week.
Wow. Yeah, good for you, Doug. Unfortunately, I have bills to pay.
And nobody was making us martinis, Doug, sadly,
Yeah.
so we are here working.
Okay, so my sauce is bubbling away. Lovely.
Boobling.
Bubbling. And I'm going to put the rest of my butter into this sauce so it gets really cozy.
So that goes into the sauce with the cream and the tomatoes.
Cream and the tomatoes. And I'm heating up my pans because this is going to go down very, very fast because this shrimp is already cooked. I'm looking at about a 1 minute and 1.5 minute pan time. And that's the max that
So
we can
this
do.
is the shrimp that was blanched for about 90 seconds. And so is it fully cooked right now?
No.
No.
It is tender, but also, for this kind of seafood product, you don't have to cook it fully. You can actually just like literally just eat it raw right out of the shell on the sea. That's equally delicious. But you just, for this hot application, you just want to warm it up. Are we ready for this?
Oh, Sarah just chimed in. Sarah says, how about Elvis Stoico, the skater? Good call, Sarah.
Okay.
Maybe Dennis isn't an ice skating aficionado.
I had better things to do. I have dated few ice skaters, but
Oh,
yeah. I tried skating. I did horrible. They gave me one of those, you know, those things that you just,
yeah.
yeah. I'm like, I am 35 years old, and I don't know why am I doing this to myself. For a girl, obviously. Anyway, olive oil in the pan. All right. I'm really thrilled about this one. Garlic. I don't want to brown the garlic too much. Just a little bit to give it a roasty texture. I love cooking seafood because I call it the fast food. It doesn't take too long. All you need is a little bit of bread, which I didn't burn today, Doug. Do you remember the last baguette came out of the oven? I'm like, okay, let's just not mention anything. And this is working. Just spread your garlic as soon as you can smell it.
So that's just some olive oil in the pan with the garlic.
That's it. This is just as simple as it gets. Just like what a Mediterranean would do. I'm going to turn my heat down to medium. Okay. Get some warmth into my prawns. And we have these kind of, we call them langoustines in Aegean Sea. And this is literally how they would cook it. Are you ready for some flames? Hopefully we'll get flames.
Hopefully. Jenna, have the fire department on standby, please.
Here we come.
I think Dave might not be working tonight. We'd have to.
I think garlic might burn before I can open this up.
Hall 8 is just up the hill, Chef, so
That was an $18 pour of Pernod.
there goes his budget again.
Oh, and my arm hair. I'm going to combine them together.
So if you're doing this at home, you might want to use a little less Pernod than that, and or do it outside, perhaps.
I am sorry, Angie's easily confused. It's not a caramel.
Gladys would like to know if you still have eyebrows, Chef. He has one eyebrow, Gladys. That's what he started with, so it's all good. His unibrow.
I have all the hair besides this. I don't know. And then what we do is we take a pinch of parsley. This doesn't require a whole lot of skill other than burning yourself. You know what? And then I put a little pinch of butter.
So we have a question, Chef. Do you have to burn the booze off?
No, I mean, if you drink it in your glass, you might as well just, you don't have to. But I mean, it was fun. Don't get me wrong.
Doug says the flames explain the large forehead.
I also have a fat ass, if you didn't know. It's just covered down there.
Oh
I'm
my
gonna
god.
add a nice
This
pinch
one's
of
going into the
lime.
archives tonight.
Start parking the cover charge.
I know. I think we're gonna have to start putting a disclaimer on here that it's not family friendly.
Oh, wait till until I start my OnlyFans page. I'm serious about this.
No,
I
you-
can offer services.
No, there
There's not a
are.
whole lot on this, but this has something for sure.
Yeah. Okay, back to the cooking, chef.
Listen, this is OnlyFans is for the influencers.
Listen.
Yeah.
Okay, now
Who exactly do you influence? That's what I want to know.
whoever the creep is paying for it, I'm just putting it out there. I'm not putting it in your pocket. Needs more lemon juice.
So you just seasoned that with a bit of salt,
Yeah.
and that's all that's in there so far.
And a little bit of lemon juice, but you know what? I'm gonna add another cheek of lemon juice.
Barb's excited for your OnlyFans page, chef.
Thanks, Barb. Only $8 a month, unlimited access.
Oh my god.
Anyway, let's get back to this. So again, I don't need to cook this. I'm gonna boost this. Oh. All right, who's coming out for tasters?
Me. So
I've seen you enough, I think, this week. Anybody else? I'm kidding.
Doug
Of
says
course.
Doug says he still has all of his hair. His has just slipped down his back.
You know what, my grandmother was quite filthy, and she used to say something about her, but I'm not going to repeat it because it's inappropriate.
Okay.
But I will put it on my OnlyFans page, so we just.
Oh
come down.
my gosh.
All right, let's just serve our friends. Come on, all the joking aside.
Okay.
All the joking aside. So this is what I would like to do with this. I mean, look at this. And if I may show you this.
You may. Jenna, can you zoom in on that?
There's not a whole lot. There's a light broth. There's a bunch of lovely prawns in there. And this is really a great way of cooking shellfish, or good quality shellfish. I think I have 4 per person. Which, this is not a serving plate, so let's get rid of this. Sorry, I'm a bit excited now. I get excited when I have shellfish like this. So this is that's a 4.
So in a restaurant, if you got this as an appetizer, you'd have a portion of like 4 prawns, 6 prawns. What's a...
Can I tell you this? I actually don't order these in the restaurants because, I mean, I want to eat 2 pounds of it.
But
So-
some people do.
Yeah, you don't need to eat a whole lot of high quality shellfish. Here, I'll get out of your way. Let's turn that down to a 7. And I'll keep on plating, and if you'd like to come and,
Okay. So
give me a
when
second.
you eat these guys,
yeah.
so the way I do it, and you'll probably tell me I'm doing it wrong, because that's how we do things around here. Yeah,
I mean, you should prosper a little bit.
I'm always wrong. Just stick around. So,
There is no right and wrong way of eating it. The tail meat is in there, and you're after that. And if you'd like the organ meat in the head, that's a bonus for you.
so they peel really easily. You just twist the head off.
Yeah.
So I just twisted it. The head popped right off.
And also,
right at the
just
breaking point.
using your fingers and just licking them a little bit is acceptable.
Totally
It is.
acceptable.
It is,
But
it is
that's
not-
also what the bread's for.
Yeah.
To soak up all this delicious Pernod or Sambuca juice, whatever, the butter.
know, food really, really tastes different out of your hand, on your skin, than it's out of a metal concoction.
Mm-hmm.
And I think everybody should cherish that.
So also, for those of you who don't eat these very often, once you've peeled the shrimp back and you peel the shell comes right off, just like that.
Especially when it's hot, it breaks down.
If
really,
you
really
just
easy.
push on the end of the tail, the whole piece comes right out. So if you just literally just push right where the shell ends and the fan starts, the whole piece will just pop right
Yeah.
out.
Actually, if you yeah, you're right. Isn't it delicious?
Mm-hmm. I love the Sambuca prawns. There used to be a restaurant here in Langley my friend Ben owned. It was called Melange, and now it's like a Benjamin Moore paint store or something. And he made these Pernod prawns in the restaurant. And oh my gosh, it was just my favorite thing to eat. I'd go there some nights after work, after I had a really long day, and just drink wine and eat several plates of these prawns.
Several?
Yeah, it was an appetizer portion, but I would order a couple for my dinner.
Oh, amazing.
It was so good.
Here are guests.
You know,
I do have.
this is really delicious, but the texture of a spot prawn is so much different than what you get when you're buying prawns from like Vietnam or China. They're so much meatier somehow.
It can and it is and it is not. Some of them naturally are mushy.
Yeah.
Just like sable fish has that weird quality. It just happens with spot prawns and what's the other variety? The local one, the side stripe. They tend to get kind of like mushy when they're cooked, but that's in one and off. Other than that, they're very plump. What you're looking at is it has to look like a mother of pearl.
Don't want.
Like that. Yeah, I'll have one. But that is just good quality shellfish.
Yeah, but it's not the same texture as the prawns you get from the supermarket that come frozen in a block from Vietnam or whatever.
It's almost like a lobster-like.
It's so sweet. Yeah.
And you want to preserve that. Salty is not our goal here.
But I think this, the Pernod, which can be quite strong, and if you don't like the licorice flavor, I don't think that should deter you from making this recipe. It's not like you're drinking it. It's so much more subtle when you cook with it than when you drink it.
It's a better to also dip bread in it and whatnot.
And with the butter, it totally mellows it out. So, okay,
Exactly.
I'll let you get on with the next one. But
Awesome.
thank you. That's really
Everybody's
delicious.
happy?
Happy.
Happy, happy.
David looks happy. He's very quiet over there, supervising Jenna.
Alright, so the next one, my tomato sauce is, I'll show you. It's nice and thick and all amalgamated together. Now we are going to season this.
Chef, sorry to interrupt. Just one
Sure.
thing before you move on. All the prawn heads and shells now that it's been sauced and cooked, are they garbage? Or can you still, if you're just eating this at home, you and your husband, can you turn this into the same thing? Or is this
Yeah,
now?
you can put it in a dehydrator and make a mess and then just like dehydrate the whole thing and turn it into fish soup seasoning.
But you can't make the stock like you just made with them?
Again, like a Remy?
Yeah.
No, you gotta let it go at some point. So, no, I wouldn't do it. So, I mean, you can, but
So just throw it in the garbage.
yeah, just
Get on with your life.
put it in with your plants and let them use them as a manure. Now, this is a really, really nice creamy flavor. To this, for saltiness, this is not for cheesiness. This is one of the rarest Turkish dishes that uses fish with cheese. Because fish with cheese is a blasphemy. It should not be practiced. And all those tuna melt people should be ashamed.
He dies every time I make a tuna melt.
Well, it really bothers me. It gives me a headache. I'm like... And I have a lot of stomach for things, but... About like 20 mils, 30 mils, not too much. Again, this is just to tighten up the sauce. Now to this, I have my sausage chunks that is lovely in there. Everything is nice, hot and bubbly. I think I have spared prawns. Again, I have peeled my prawns. So, and I'm going to leave the tails sticking out so they burn slightly, and then so the guests can just grab it and eat it. Again, you have to think about your guest the whole way. If you're doing rugged simplicity, you better pull it off properly, or it gets quite awkward quite fast. Again,
I wonder how many people who are watching tonight actually buy the spot prawns. Sarah's joining us. She's in Saskatchewan. Sarah, are they available to you? Maybe obviously not live, but I wonder if you get them there. I mean,
Probably frozen. Somebody should
Yep.
carry it, because I know this is a novelty item in Toronto fine dining restaurants. As soon as the season starts, they start serving this, and if they can serve it in Toronto, you know, it must be available. So, my prawns are in. To this, I'm gonna take a pinch of salt.
Sarah says no, they don't get them at all.
Oh, move out, Sarah. Come to the West Coast,
Sarah, you need to come for a visit.
or move out here.
And Gladys doesn't have any in Albuquerque either. Sorry, Gladys. You need to come visit too.
All right, so to this, now in Turkey, what also they do is they put a handful of cheese in this. I'm not going to do that because, you know, that's a different practice. To this, I'm going to add a scoop being like half a cup of rich tomato sauce. You're more than welcome to put a little bit of saffron in this. But there's enough flavor with the sausage and the tomato and the cream. Okay, and then I'm going to grab my pecorino, and I'm gonna do the sides as well. Now the prawns are cold. The sauce is hot, which the prawns are tempering right now. So by the time this starts bubbling on top, prawns will be at the perfect temperature and they are not going to overcook. And this again, pecorino romano is just a little bit for umami.
So, Chef, those prawns were just blanched and peeled, right? The same 90
Yeah,
seconds.
and they're like 40% raw.
So the same 90 seconds, roughly, and then
Exactly.
Peeled.
And then the whole thing goes into right under the broiler. Now here comes the awkward part.
Where's Doug?
I don't need Doug today.
Oh. Oh, Doug, he needs you, trust me.
Because I have nothing else to do, so it's going to be kind of awkward. I'm going to drink some wine in front of you.
So in Greece, they have this recipe for prawns that's a tomato sauce like you just made, but it's also got, in the tomato sauce, there's some ouzo, which is the Greek-style licorice liqueur. And it's so good with the prawns. So when you were making that sauce, I thought instead of, or both actually, adding it
Well,
to...
I lived right across from Greece for 20 years.
Right.
So we have the same produce, we have the same fish. Well, obviously we know each other, and we kind of share the same same cuisine. Well, not same cuisine. That's Greek cuisine, all of its thing. Turkey has other areas that has different type of cuisines. But yeah, we eat the same thing, man. We're like,
Besties.
yeah. People are. Politicians are not.
But I love
People-
the combination of the tomato and the ouzo. With
It works
the,
well.
it
Like
is.
the whole fennel,
Yeah.
anise, licorice, all those things are just like works incredible with the seafood. It's just what it is. All right, we're burning. Any questions, Angie?
No, everybody's like, you know, I mean, this class, not to sort of diminish what's going on, but they're easy to deal with. You know, once you get over a bit of the fear factor with the live prawns, they're actually really easy to deal with.
It is an uncomfortable feeling. It's not something that we do in North America. Like where I grew up, it's quite natural that you just have, you know, if you have a bunch of animals. Which that was one of my first experiences with that was we went to my great uncle's house and he goes, "What do you want for lunch?" I said, "I don't know. You want chicken?" I said,
Tuna melt.
"No." I said, "Chicken, yeah, sure." He literally just got up, the closest chicken, he just grabbed it by the neck, flicked it and put it down, put his down, grabbed his pocket knife and just took the head off. And I was like 3 years old, and I was just like, okay.
Good thing
But it was kind of expected. Like once a year, if you're fortunate enough, you just kill either whatever you can afford, a lamb or a cow, and you have to give the 75% of it to the more unfortunate. Like we would have the animal 2 days or 3 days in advance. We would just I would play with him or her, and then you just hang out. You just feed him. You sometimes take him out for a walk. But when then the butchery or like the killing day, slaughter day comes, you're like, all right, well, it's time. I mean, that's what you were here for, and it was quite natural. But I do understand, in North America, we just buy protein out of packs that's been wrapped and all that. But that's not how life is. How am I doing, Doug?
You don't have to take them out.
Yeah, you fired Doug earlier.
I didn't know I could fire
I mean,
people.
Doug's probably on his third martini now since you told him to stand down. So
Did I? Oh, man. I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't feel guilt, Doug, so I'm not going to apologize. But it was great to have you while it lasted. Yeah, we're just. I need about like 20 more seconds.
So when you make these for yourself at home, when you do your 2-pound fill, how do you prepare them when you prepare them for yourself?
Just boil it in
blanch
water
them?
for about like a minute and a half. Get a bunch of lemon.
Butter.
Get crusty bread.
No
olive
butter?
oil. And then I just put an olive oil so you have the essence of it. You don't need a dip. And then I just go to town.
Just strap on in the feed bag and
Just-
giddy up.
I don't know
A
what
good
that means.
baguette.
Yeah. I mean, good bread. You got to buy good bread. Don't buy Dempster's bread, obviously.
Obviously.
That's a cake texture. That's not bread. And let's check out our prawns again.
Well, Dempster's isn't going to be sponsoring anything anytime soon.
Yeah, they can stay home. I'm okay with that notion. They're more than welcome to stay home.
Man, everybody's turning on you tonight. Nina's on Doug's side. She's like, yeah, Chef, you said you didn't need Doug tonight. But you do. See, Doug, your fans are there for you, Doug.
Doug, you're getting all the rah-rah speech and a heartfelt story guy. You're a lucky guy. All right, shall we?
Do it.
I think it's about time. Maybe one last sip of wine? Sorry, there's when you cook really good quality shellfish, just like we have in the West Coast, you just don't need a whole lot to do to it. So, our cooking time is a little bit,
Wow, look
it's
at
mostly
you
like
go.
me quality time. Can I have some more white wine, please?
Well, let me get that for you, Chef.
Otherwise, I'm going to ring the bell.
Let me know how that works out for you.
Probably I'll get fired and go back to taking the summer off. It's not bad.
No.
Too convenient.
So the other thing that I brought to enjoy tonight, because I knew you were going to guzzle the bubbly, is a really beautiful rosé from our friends.
At
This
Border
is,
Town.
yeah, this is their Cab Franc rosé, and I'm going to tell you guys, I have not normally been a big fan of the rosés, but the last couple of years I'm like changing my mind on the rosé, and I think the rosé is a really good pairing for the prawns also.
And let me show this to you.
Yes,
I mean, look at that.
it smells so good.
Everything is charged, bubbly. Everything is
Bubbly.
amalgamated. There's a slight cheese crusty action. I wish I had a portion, but I didn't. We're on a budget here. Now, I'm going to require that plate of bread back, Kimberly. Please. Perfect. Thank you. This is,
It's amazing how many friends you have when there's spot prawns.
yeah, about the Dungeness crab. We're like, we're showing up. I'm like, I had to pick 2 pounds, like 5 pounds of crab after work. All right. Let's grab this spread. You know,
Oh man, that is delicious.
You haven't had it yet.
The rosé.
I get it. It's an attempt at humor. Here.
No, you're not funny. Yeah, the
Again,
rosé is
parsley.
delicious.
Again, seafood always could use in a little bit of extra lemon. Always.
So this is obviously very hot. It just came out of the oven, so I'm gonna give that just a couple minutes to chillax.
So you should tell them about our the picnic baskets.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So subtle, Chef. Yeah, so we are doing picnics to go now. Dennis is making some of his sort of more, I don't want to say more popular, but some of his, I guess, best-selling picnic menus. And so you can order picnic now and pick it up on the weekend, or enjoy it for the long weekend. So we're doing that. And then next week, we're also launching some really great meal ideas for the summer. So you're going to want to stick around for that.
Yeah, so we thought that, weekly meals was great, but everybody's going to be really distracted with the outdoors now. So we just want to give you like a nice little protein. Take the whole kit. You don't have to do cooking. Everything is portioned, seasoned. You just take it, turn your Barbie on, and put it on the grill. And then have yourself a delicious, delicious summer evening's meal.
Yeah. Do you want one of these?
I'm good.
They're so hot. Yeah, it's very hot, temperature hot. In Turkey, did you eat these? Did you eat a lot of spicy food?
My grandmother used to get me to eat a jalapeno every morning.
But
a whole one.
But would this typically have been a little bit spicier in
No.
Turkey?
No, seafood they leave alone. But they love tomatoes, and this would have been made with fresh tomatoes in the summertime when the shellfish season is. But no, like they usually just with like cumin. That's
Yeah,
good.
the sauce is delicious. I mean,
What cheese did you put in there?
Pecorino Romano. It's a sheep's cheese from Italy. It's just for saltiness.
it's so nice and creamy, and the when you put the dish in the oven to gratinate, it didn't overcook the seafood because it wasn't fully cooked when it went into the pan. I think that's one of the things that one of the most common mistakes people make is they overcook the
Yeah,
spot
did
prawns.
you just lightly warm up good quality shellfish?
Yeah, literally a couple of minutes if you're cooking it
Yeah.
for, from start to finish in some
And if
boiling
you're doing
water.
a composed dish like this, cool down your sauce. I mean, we didn't, but cool down your prawns, put everything in cold. By the time top is gratinated and bruleed and like a nice char, the bottom just gently warms up. It doesn't overcook your prawn.
So the sausage in this dish just adds a little bit of smoky. It doesn't.
And a tad of
not-
cinnamon. Like just I don't know. I haven't tasted the dish. Let me just taste the sauce.
But it doesn't overpower. If I was making this at home, I'd maybe make it a little bit spicy because David would like it a little bit spicy. But it's really delicious. Yeah, the sauce is excellent.
A little kick to it. Is that
It's the sausage.
It's probably just coming by it from the
very
sausage.
little, yeah.
So when you do your spot prawns, just boil them on the stove top. Do you add any aromatics or anything to the water when you're cooking them? Just boiling water.
I'm a very plain and a simple guy. You know.
You said salt. In the
Just salted water.
Salted water. But
Yeah.
but I when you eat this kind of thing, you just don't garnish. You don't have to do anything to this. Just simple preparations, done right. Obviously, if you're just like delivering simplicity, you just have to do it right.
Do you let the prawns cool on their own or put them in an ice bath?
Cool on their own. Cool. I don't like. Kimberly just asked about if I use an ice bath to shock prawns. Shocking cross temperatures with lean meat or delicate meat seizes them up. Same with the eggs. Like they will instruct you to.
What sausage did you use?
I've used a Bonetti's mild
It's they call it
What do you
their
call it?
appy sausage. It's just a smoked sausage.
smoked mild sausage, just to get some pork flavor in there.
sorry.
So the cross temperatures is not very good. Even with the eggs, like they would take an egg, boil it to a certain place, and dunk that hot egg right into ice water, and then you end up with a plasticky egg white, which you're after
Yeah.
a custardy egg white. What I do is I just take my eggs, take it out of the fridge, put them in like warm water just to bring their temperature up, boil whatever minutes, and then transfer them into, again, warm water just to take him down like this rather than this. And same with the shrimp or anything really. I don't like just hit it hard with high temperatures, pull it out and let the temperature just like reach to the core is very tricky. I'm not gonna lie to you if you don't want to do it right, but it's doable and it gives you the best results, especially as far as the fish cookery goes or shellfish cookery.
So you really don't need a lot. The spot prawns, a little bit of butter or olive oil like Chef said,
Yeah.
some fresh lemon, a really great glass of wine or 3, a nice fresh baguette, nice chewy baguette,
Spring break.
and that's all you really need. If you were buying spot prawns for entertaining, let's say you were having 4
I wouldn't.
people, how much do you buy? So do you plan for a
Depends on who
pound
is
a person or 2 pounds a person?
If I'm going to treat my friends with prawns, I would get pound or 2, or I would get like large amounts if I have a deal on it, and then just leave it in the middle of the table and everybody can help themselves.
Right.
I don't plate, I don't compose, I just boil it, put it in the middle of water, a couple of salsas, horseradish ketchup, I don't know, garlic butter, bread, maybe a tomato salad, but that's pretty much it. And,
So like a pound and a half or so per person if you're serving it as a really generous size
that is
entree.
with the heads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heads on.
Heads on, yeah.
Yeah. If you're cooking them heads off and they're just the tails, then probably about
3/4 of a pound.
Yeah,
is a
3/4
good
of a
place to
pound
be.
per person is a really generous serving. So hopefully you guys are out supporting our local fishery. If you can't get them fresh, you can get them frozen from your fishmonger. A lot of the Asian supermarkets also have them. T&T sells them.
Yeah. And they sell them actually year round too. It's
Yeah.
a bit weird, but
But you can get them in the live tanks at T&T,
Yeah.
and I think they have them all year frozen as well. But all the money from all of these prawns stay here in our community in BC, which is amazing. A lot of these prawns leave the country. We export tons of them.
I don't blame them. It's super delicious.
Mm-hmm.
Because your next best bet is the Spanish prawns or
Argentinian ones are really good.
Argentinian ones are good, but you don't get the head. But at the same time, Spanish prawns, you get the head on. But as soon as the head freezes, it just goes. So never buy head on. I mean, you're paying for it, but they're useless. You're not going to get anything out of it.
Right. I think
it's
they're
fresh.
obviously like everything. If you can buy them fresh, in season, live, you're going to get the best bang for your buck. But like we said earlier, if you get a really great deal on them, stock up, blanch
Which you
them.
never do. I mean,
and freeze them.
Unless you own a boat.
Right.
But yeah. What are we doing next week?
I don't know yet. I don't have a plan for next week yet. It's been kind of busy, so I haven't really got my head around next week. So we're relying on you guys to let us know what you would like to see. Maybe you have a favorite
Do
local
my job
ingredient.
and I'll get paid.
Maybe you have a favorite local ingredient that's coming into season that you'd like to learn some more about. I think one of the most common questions we get here in the store is about fresh herbs. I think a lot of people have fresh herb pots on their balcony or in their garden, and they have, when they're ready, there's so much available at one time. They don't know how to process them aside from making pesto. So maybe
That's
we
the
could
only
do.
way. I mean,
So we could
Pesto class?
a pesto class, yes.
That was 3.5 minutes. What are we going to do for the rest 56?
So if you have something that you'd like to learn specifically, feel free to send us an email, askachef@wellseasoned.ca. He'll ignore it, but I'll answer it.
Or how to change your car's oil. We could do it just to take it out to the parking lot.
So I think what we'll do, Chef, in the next few weeks is plan some outdoor, maybe grilling kind of classes, bring the barbecue
I don't think
down.
you should do that.
You don't?
Because we're really jammed. And we don't need any more ideas. But yeah, let's just pick maybe peas or fava beans.
Just
Another
something
fried
basic.
chicken episode comes mid-June, then we can just go
Oh my
out.
God, we should do a blooming onion.
We already done that.
Oh,
Blooming
gosh.
onion on a grill.
He loves a blooming onion.
Oh, yeah.
Anyhow, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We're always happy to have you here in our kitchen until we can be back here with you in person. It's always nice to see all of our friends online. And I love that
Thanks
we're
for the
able to
spot.
sort of talk about our local ingredients and sort of encourage you to get out and buy what's local and seasonal and support our local wineries. I love our local wineries, and I know you're a fan too. And
Oh yeah.
we appreciate that they occasionally send us wine to drink in these episodes and try some new things. It's lots of fun.
Always
So
looking for more sponsors.
we are always looking for more
No, it's not the
sponsors.
GoFundMe, but the page. OnlyFans page. Yeah. Just.
So if you signed up tonight to pay what you can for this class, we're grateful to you for contributing to this class. It helps offset some of our costs. You can do that through our website, wellseasoned.ca. But if you have suggestions for next week's class, I'd love to hear them.
Elderflower. So I made this tea. And,
Oh boy,
I
somebody.
think we're 2 minutes over. We should just stop this.
Doug, set a timer.
Doug.
You know what, Doug? You should actually start working with this one.
Yes, you should, Doug. It's amazing. It's so awesome. Yeah, okay.
That's my
Anyhow,
judgment to
thank you
make.
for joining us tonight. We'll see you back here, Facebook Live, Thursday at 5:30. Cheers, everybody.